What's up, adventurers? Today we're going to be diving into two unique high elf character concepts that will absolutely spice up your next Dungeons & Dragons campaign. These builds are crafted from my experience as both a dungeon master and a player, and they're designed for new players and returning veterans alike. One is a wandering soul who heals the world with music. The other, a fallen warlord standing at the edge of redemption or damnation. And don't worry, I'll be covering more character ideas using other races in future videos. Let's begin with sorrow, music, and a flute echoing throughout war-torn valleys. Born in contempt. As a child, the tragic bard was abandoned in the human settlement of Grimwood, a place where elves were not welcomed, they were resented. High elves are often seen as refined, noble, elevated, but not here. In Grimwood, pointed ears meant distrust, suspicion, contempt, and all of the above. Growing up among cold stairs and colder stone walls, he found comfort in only two things: other forgotten orphans and his music. His flute became his voice, not for applause, not for coin, but for the broken. But war changes everything. As human kingdoms tore each other apart, from the siege of Dawn's Hold to the battle of broken spears, he wandered. Not as a soldier, not as a hero, but as a witness. He saw burned villages, orphaned children, the cost of ambition, and in the war camps, he played. He played for soldiers who couldn't sleep. He played for widows who had no tears left. He played for survivors who needed one moment of peace. Over time, he earned a name: the Wandering Spirit, a bard whose scars ran as deep as the lands he travelled. Why choose High Elf? Choosing High Elf adds a layer of irony. High Elves are typically associated with prestige and arcane study, but this one was raised in the gutter. Mechanically, here's what it gives you. It's a +2 to dexterity, 60 feet of dark vision, keen senses, which basically gives you a perception proficiency, Fey ancestry, which gives you advantage versus charm, and you're also immune to magical sleep. You also get a +1 to your intelligence, elven weapon training, and a free wizard cantrip. That bonus to intelligence you can consider as flavour, as it was key to his survival, and he had to learn fast in a hostile world. Here are some wizard cantrip picks. Consider Minor Illusion, which symbolises the blurred line between hope and deception. I'd also consider Booming Blade, if you want a little extra bite during combat. I think the Haunted One background is a good choice. You gain proficiencies like Arcana, Investigation, Religion, Survival. But the real gem? Heart of Darkness. When common folk look into your eyes, they see someone who has survived horror. They may fear you, but they will help you. This creates amazing roleplay tension. You're not a cheerful tavern bard. You're quiet, you're intense, you're heavy. You don't inspire through joy, you inspire through understanding pain. I don't recommend playing him as depressed. Play him as resolved. He believes music can heal. He doesn't fight for glory, he fights so someone else doesn't have to suffer alone. If you play this character, you are the emotional anchor of the party. You are the one who speaks to the NPCs that no one notices. You are hope in a weary world. Now let's move on to the Oathbreaker, also known as the Exiled Tyrant. Now we shift in tone, from healer to killer, born of power. In the shadow halls of the Elven Court, a child was born of forbidden love. A warmongering king and a noble woman of the minor house. A son who could never be acknowledged. Hidden in the groves of Silvershade, he was raised in secrecy. His mother taught him forbidden songs of the Black Moon. His mentor was a disgraced knight who taught him war. Not just swordplay, but the truth of power. This led to a rise of a warlord. When he came of age, he forged his own house. He joined his father's armies, rose through the ranks, and became a general. His sigil? A broken crown over a black tear. He crushed rebellions, burned nations, and built a reputation for ruthless efficiency. But eventually his mentor regretted what he had let him become and went on a long journey to find his pupil, and asked one simple question: what are you becoming? That disappointment broke him more than any blade. After one final war council, hearing his father plan yet another conquest, he confronted him. No speeches, no monologue, just steel. The king fell. The throne room went silent, and the exiled tyrant fled. Mechanically, this is the Paladin Oathbreaker subclass from the Dungeon Master's Guide. It was originally designed for villain NPCs in mind, so talk to your DM, especially about the Aura of Hate, which adds charisma modifier to melee damage for you and nearby fiends and undead, and whether hostile undead benefit from it. In undead heavy campaigns, this aura can backfire. Communication is key. You are still a paladin, let's not forget that. You still have Divine Smite, Heavy Armor, and Lay on Hands. Paladins are long rest machines. Your spell slots are smite fuel. Pro tip, don't smite every hit, save for crits. Remember, you can smite after you confirm the hit. Patience makes you terrifying. Oathbreaker gives you control, undead, and dreadful aspect. Dreadful aspect is huge. Creatures in 30 feet make a charisma save or become frightened. Frightened means they have disadvantage on attacks and can't approach you. You're not just damage, you are presence. Position yourself strategically and control the battlefield. I think you should use the knight background, and it gives you political power for roleplay purposes. You gain 3 retainers loyal to your cause, whether it's redemption or damnation. You also get recognition among nobility. You can secure audiences, access courts, and leverage your status. This reinforces your story. You aren't just edgy, you're a former general, former political force, and a trained commander. Lean into either persuasion or intimidation. Consider the inspiring leader feat. You can be the party's face and its front line. Will you choose redemption? The Exiled Tyrant stands at a crossroads. Do they seek redemption, abandon divine power, or reclaim a broken throne, or embrace the damnation? That internal struggle is the real character, not the damage, not the numbers, nor the armor class. It's the choices. So there you have it, 2 high elf character concepts. The tragic bard, a healer forged in other people's hatred, and the exiled tyrant, a fallen general wrestling with destiny and a disgraceful past. One restores the world with music, the other may yet reshape it with steel. If you enjoyed this and want more race-specific character deep dives, let me know, and please leave a like and subscribe. Roll high, and I'll see you in the next adventure.